Hey, what's up everybody? Just wanted to do another quick video on a simple install that I'm going to do today. I'll be doing exhaust strap on my Mercedes-Benz 4x4 Sprinter. Alright, I picked up some heat insulation. It's a wrap that goes around exhaust. This one is a titanium one as opposed to fiberglass, and the reason why I bought that is because I didn't really want to deal with the itchiness, but this seems to be a higher quality product as opposed to the fiberglass, and I think it's going to be more durable. Just real quick, opening the box, this is it right here. It says in the instruction manual that it is actually made out of titanium lava rock fiber, not fiberglass dyed titanium. So I hope it came with gloves, but I was hoping that it wouldn't, you know, make me itchy like fiberglass does. It might, so I'll wear the gloves as a precaution. But today I'm gonna try to install it. I do have the option of taking off the exhaust, which isn't really that hard. On the Sprinter, there's a clamp kind of in the midsection, and then it's held on by a bracket with a rubber mount. I could do that, but I'm gonna try to get under there and see if I can wrap it without taking off the exhaust and doing that whole process. We'll see how far I get, but let's try it. So in the box is 50 feet. This is 50 feet by 2 inches. It comes with some ties. These are stainless metal ties, and an instruction manual with some details in it, and a pair of gloves. Pretty simple. Okay, you may be asking, why would I wrap the exhaust with this? Normally this will go around the headers for better performance and less, I guess, heat in the engine bay. But under the Sprinter, I've got some modifications. I've got the diff breathing hoses. I've also got brake lines and other things like that. And what I've noticed is that when I off-road, sometimes my exhaust gets loose, and that metal clamp at the midsection of the Sprinter tends to get loose, and sometimes it'll actually drop the exhaust and leave the rear end hanging through its rubber gasket. So what I want to do is insulate that section where it might touch my diff breather hoses or my brake lines or anything like that with this heat insulation, so that it doesn't melt it, because it's already done that once and I've had to replace it. It also touched the boot that goes on the shocks, the rear shocks, and so I've melted some of that, and so hopefully this will prevent that if it does come off when I'm off-roading again, so we'll see. Okay, we're underneath the Sprinter, and I just want to show you the exhaust right here. And over in this section right here is where the clamp tends to get loose and the two exhaust pipes separate. And then if I go over here, you can see the bend in the pipe. Let me get in closer. And you can see where the exhaust has the potential. Actually melted a section right there at one time where it did come off, but I've also got some lines right here that have the potential of being touched, as well as some of the lines right there. And so what I want to do is insulate this section all the way down there to the end, so that if this part does come loose again, then it won't burn or melt any of these things over here. Okay, so I crawled under the Sprinter. It looks pretty tight with the different bends in the exhaust. So I'm still gonna try to wrap it with the exhaust still attached to the Sprinter, but I'm gonna bust out my Pro Eagle 3-ton jack, lift it on this side, and get some of the wheel to drop and see if I can get some more room in there. Let's see how that goes. Alright guys, so I did read that if you soak uh, the wrap in water, it'll make it easier to pull it and make it tighter, and then when it dries it'll actually become even tighter. I believe that holds true for the fiberglass, although this one I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna try it anyway and see what happens. So there it is, soaking in a little bit of water. I wore the gloves just in case as well, and then I'll go ahead and wear those work gloves as well. Okay, well I finished the install. I think it took me about maybe 45 minutes. It was actually pretty easy. Putting it in water gave it that extra stretchability for me to tighten the exhaust wrap, so that worked. My recommendation is, yeah, do it if you have the time or if you need it, or if you're having issues like me where the exhaust clamp is coming loose and causing the exhaust to drop, and in doing so touching, you know, cables and burning them while it's hot. Yeah, I did it and it didn't cost that much. I think a roll was like 30 bucks or something like that. So do it if you can. If the exhaust is off, then even better. But I did it without, so it's definitely doable. Give it a try.